What you doing?
Just settling in for the evening. You know, got my hooch and just get my fire going.
We got you a hotel.
So
you don't need to make a poncho shelter in the studio. Also, I've told you, no fires indoors.
But
No, give me that. Give me that. You're done. You're done. How's it going, guys? I'm Wes. We've got Jason Salyer here, and it's a little funny that I'm introducing Jason since Jason has been in a large majority of our videos.
I'm old news.
Unlike myself, I'm kind of the newcomer here. But what we want to do today is basically just talk to Jason, find out what you're all about. Why should we listen to you? Why are you a wealth of knowledge? How did you learn it? Where did you come from? What do you like to put on your spaghetti? The whole nine.
Okay.
So I guess the first question would be, what, in terms of like prepping, survival, and all of that, what pushed you from regular civilian life into learning how to, even going from like camping and just like liking being outside to the really like survivalist?
That's a good question. I have been practicing primitive skills. I started rubbing two sticks together when I was, I don't know, probably 12 years old, attempting to start a fire that way. And I've always been kind of fascinated by primitive peoples and their ability to kind of scratch an existence out of here, you know, out of nothing, without being, you know, resupplied with metal and plastics and all that kind of stuff. And I just always thought that was really intriguing to me, and I wanted to be more like that, more reliant upon myself to do those types of things. What really got me into it? I don't know. I've just always had a strong desire to be outside, a strong desire to be, I guess, maybe tougher is the word. You know, I want to be harder to kill.
Yeah.
I want to be able to go out into a wild place with, you know, what I've got on me and be able to smooth it. And that's kind of always been my goal and my desire, and why I practice the skills, is just to be really a well-rounded outdoorsman. I love to hunt, love to fish, always been into that stuff my whole life, and have been wandering the woods with a Swiss Army knife in my pocket since before I can remember.
So what took you, do you think, from, I know how to camp, I know how to start a fire, I know how to, you know, kind of go out in the woods and be uncomfortable, to, I feel like I can go out and survive. You know, I can go out and spend a month in Louisiana.
Yeah, I mean, just years and years of practicing the skills over and over again, and just gaining the confidence. I mean, the mentality is by far more important than being able to do the thing with the tool. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what kind of knife you have on you. It doesn't matter, what even the skills that you have, if you can't keep a positive mindset in the wild. And if that is definitely one thing that I've been blessed with, is just being a positive guy, no matter what's going on. Whether it could be raining, it could be storming, and I'm actually happier when things get a little bit rougher. So, yeah, it's a little bit weird, I know.
Gotcha. And then I know one of the things you talk about a lot, in addition to mindset, is not just having the tools, but it's using the tools. You know, it's not to have all the best gadgets and all of that stuff, but you know, you can't wait until your power goes out and be like, how do I turn this generator on?
Yeah, a lot of us think. I guess I'm like that a little bit too in some ways, but I really try to put the knowledge, the skills in action. I try to put it in action in real life scenarios and real life places, and lots of multiple different places. So I'm really even more versatile, more well-rounded, and not just focus on my kind of one little niche area. Can I start a friction fire in the desert? Which is super easy, by the way. Can I start a friction fire when it's been raining all week? You know, can I build the shelter here? Can I build the shelter there with all kinds of different materials and resources? And just actually applying that stuff. It's one thing to watch a video, one of my videos or somebody else's, and say, oh yeah, that's a simple concept. I got that. I can do that. But it's a whole nother thing to actually go out and do it yourself and learn that. I learned how to do a bow drill fire with no outside instruction. And I'm not trying to brag, but what that did for me was it gave me, I earned that skill. Like, that's mine. I learned how to do that by myself over years, right? I didn't have someone saying, okay, if you just notch this a little bit more like that. And to me, having those skills and really earning those skills through hardship and enduring a tough not that today's weather is that bad. It's friggin' beautiful, but in tough climates and things, it gives you ownership of the skills, and it gives you confidence to be able to go out and do more.
Tell me about Alan. I feel like you have a really unique and cool situation that you get to know Alan Kay. So a really cool guy that most people, he doesn't exactly go out into all the public events and
Alan is an interesting guy. He's how would you describe Alan? It's like an enigma.
I dropped this one. I surprised you with this one.
Alan is an amazing individual. He is extremely talented. The most knowledgeable guy that I've had the privilege of working with. And I'm just really grateful to have him within literally walking distance of where I live, to be able to learn from him and work on videos together. And it's just, it's a lot of fun. We have similar senses of humor, and it just works well. We work well together, so I've enjoyed that. But yeah, he's a wealth of knowledge that, it's priceless.
Yeah. And you have the advantage that you've actually been on. You were on the same show as Alan?
No, so Alan was on Alone, the first season of Alone, and he won that season. He did an amazing job, 56 or 7 days, something like that, in British Columbia, which was rough, I'm sure. Lots of rain. I spent a month in southern Louisiana on a show called Alone the Beast. Wasn't as popular of a show, didn't take off, but the experience, to me, I don't care. It was a tremendously valuable experience. I spent a month, me and another guy, with nothing but the clothes on our backs, essentially. No knives, no tarps, no nothing at all, other than a big dead alligator to start off with. And you got to butcher that thing somehow, some way, and just be creative and resourceful with what's up here. And keeping a positive mental attitude throughout all that's hard. One of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. Not one of the hardest, the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, because of the duration of it. It was just every minute, every hour, just ticked slowly by as you starve to death, essentially.
Yeah, and we have a blog article that you wrote on survivaldispatch.com where you can, we'll link that below if you want to read more about that. You talked about like your mindset, what kept you going, how you survived up here, not just physically.
What's going on up here is the key. You could take the expert, the guy that knows everything about everything. He can identify that plant as that and tell you that this is used for this, and can start a fire by spinning a stick one time. And you can take a novice that knows almost nothing, but has this amazing like stick-to-itiveness attitude, that just never gives up. Always positive, sun's always shining. You take that guy, he will outlast the expert every time, guaranteed. It's just all about staying positive and moving on. And Alan actually, he gave me some of the best advice that anyone's ever given me, especially when under those types of circumstances. And it was basically, summarizing, but in a nutshell, he basically told me that you need to stay in the moment. You need to live in the here and the now, and not obsess and not worry about what's coming down the road. You don't need to worry about the next 20 days that you've got to last out here. You've got to worry about collecting the firewood right now. That's what I got to do. And when I get done with that, I do the next thing. And then I just do the next thing. And eventually, you're just going to keep moving forward, and you're going to keep moving forward, and that keeps your mind occupied and keeps you in a place that's tolerable. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What do you like to put on your spaghetti?
What do I like to put on my spaghetti? Cheese.
Cheese?
Yeah.
Nice.
I like cheese on my spaghetti.
I like some red pepper flakes too.
That's a good call.
Get a little spice.
That's a good call. I'm kind of a wimp when it comes to spicy food.
Oh, fair enough.
I tear up.
So for someone who is, somewhat new to survival, and they stumbled on this channel, watched some of your videos, and they're wondering who is this guy, and they're watching this now. If you could give them one bit of advice of going from, I'm watching videos, I want to get engaged, I'm starting to buy some gear, besides obviously use your gear.
Yeah.
What bit of motivation would you give them, or advice would you give them?
The biggest piece of advice that I could offer to everyone watching is that you need to get out there and do the thing. You got to get out there and do the thing that you just watched. If you've watched a video on how to, I don't know, make cordage, or whatever bushcrafty skill that it is, or whatever survival tactic that it is, you need to actually get out there and do it. Because if you don't, you're not going to earn that skill, you're not going to own that skill, and you're not going to be able to utilize it when it really matters. So I would say that if I could give one piece of advice, it's to get outside and do the thing.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's it.
Guys, Jason has a ton of videos on survival dispatch. We'll make sure we put a link to his playlist as well where they can check it all out. We've got tons of awesome content creators. Thanks for sticking around. Jason, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Yeah, it's been good, man.
It's been great having you down here
It's good to be in the Flatlander country.
Pulling you out of the mountains.
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome. Guys, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe. If you have questions for Jason, put them down below. He'll probably pop in and answer any questions you have. Where can they find you other than Survival Dispatch?
My personal YouTube channel is called On3. And then on the Instagram, I am Jason Lee Survival. Jason Lee Survival.
Awesome. Make sure you guys go check him out. Follow on his stuff too. Get all kinds of more Jason, because we don't get enough Jason in our lives.
We need more Jason in our lives.
Yeah.
That's right.
And we should end the video there.
I think so.
We're rambling.
Goodbye.
So we'll